it's Lizzie. As promised, I am starting a bipolar med series on this channel. I will link below the intro video to this series. Today's video is on lithium. So lithium has a really special place in my heart because it was the first bipolar medication I'd ever been on. I went on lithium at the very end of 2015. I love lithium so much. I had such a positive experience on the medicine.
Look me in the eyes, tell me what you see. Perfect paradise, tearing at the seams. I wish I could escape it, but I don't wanna fake it. I wish I could erase it, make your heart believe, but I'm a bad liar, bad liar now.
If you are new here, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, click the bell button next to the subscribe button, and that way YouTube will give you notifications every time I upload a new video. There were 3 elements at the very beginning of the universe that created the rest of the world, and they are hydrogen, helium, and lithium. So in every single star, galaxy, planet, there is lithium. I just think it's so beautiful. It's so amazing that at the very beginning of creation, God created lithium, and then billions of years later, lithium is this amazing medicine that is stabilizing and healing my brain. A lot of times we think of psychology and psychiatry as brand new fields, but going back to the 1st century and the ancient Greeks, they would actually put bipolar people in lithium baths as a way to treat them. They also saw mania as a gift from the gods, but maybe they also saw it as kind of dangerous and something they needed to calm down. So they had lithium baths, and so we've been treating bipolar people with lithium for so long. So before I get into explaining the side effects and how the drug actually works, I want to explain the year 2015. I want to explain all my bipolar symptoms leading up to this. So I went on lithium at the end of 2015. At the beginning of 2015, I was in my junior year of college, so it was 2nd semester of my junior year. And partway through that semester, I started feeling really exhausted all the time. Almost like I had mono. I was having really vivid dreams. I was losing interest in my classes. When I was doing reading assignments or writing papers, it was so hard to process what I was reading and to think of words to write. And so I was gradually heading into a very severe major depressive episode. I was losing a lot of weight because I could not bring myself to make food and to eat. I was just becoming almost catatonic. And so at this time, I went to the counseling office at our school, and a therapist diagnosed me with depression, and he recommended me go on medication. So at first I went on Wellbutrin, 0 effect. Then I got put on Prozac, and it actually ended up working. And so for that whole summer, I was in Thailand with my best friend Al. We were doing missions work there. I was teaching English with the Bible. And we were working out every single day. I was eating enough food. I was around people all the time. My sleep became more normal. I wasn't sleeping 12 hours anymore. I wasn't waking up with vivid dreams the entire night, so exhausted. And so in a lot of ways, probably 80% of my depression symptoms went away because I was on Prozac. So then going into my senior year of college, I just impulsively went off the Prozac. I just wanted to be off the medicine. And looking back, this is a huge indicator and symptom of having bipolar disorder, of impulsively going off medications. So 1st semester of my senior year, I started experiencing manic spikes. So I'd be in severe depression for 3 weeks, and it was literally like clockwork. Every 3 weeks, I would spike up into this extreme feeling of euphoria, productivity, and it would last anywhere from 12 hours to a day and a half to 2 days. So it was something that could not be formally diagnosed as a manic episode, but it was clearly some type of hypomanic thing going on. I also got really mad at some of my friends when I was in these manic high episodes. I said things that I really regretted, and I wish I could go back and completely undo a lot of those conversations. the biggest indicator that it was a manic thing happening. I don't know if you guys know a lot about REM cycles in your sleep, but basically every hour and a half is a REM cycle. And when I am manic, I wake up exactly on these REM cycles. So I would wake up during the manic spikes after sleeping for 4 hours. So that is 3 different REM cycles. And I would look at a clock and it was like exactly that REM time. So then I would wake up early in the morning at 1, 2 a.m. and be so excited to start my day, start working. And it was amazing because I was failing all of my classes. It was taking me so long to read and write for assignments. During this time, I was so productive, able to finish my homework. I was able to eat. My workouts were so intense. I could run faster, run longer, do heavier weights. But then it would only last for a short amount of time. And I would crash down into the absolute worst depression after that. It was so awful. And I ended up starting to self-medicate with alcohol. I had vodka under my dorm bed, hidden in a suitcase, and I would take shots of it, several shots, when the mania got too high. And it worked amazing. And this is why people get addicted to alcohol who are bipolar. It calmed down the mania, and when I was able to drink the alcohol, it prevented me from crashing into the really bad depression. I remember spiking up into the mania at the very end of that semester, flying from California, where my college was, to my family in Florida. I get off the flight and I am begging my parents to give me alcohol. I'm like, I need alcohol. I need to drink, because I was in that manic spike. And I knew if I didn't drink alcohol fast enough, I would crash into the absolute worst depression. So my parents actually trusted me and let me drink because I was explaining how bad the depression would be. They also made me a psychiatrist appointment, and I finally went back to treatment. So I told the psychiatrist about my symptoms and about bipolar disorder being in my family. I had a lot of other symptoms going on. I'd had manic and depressive times for years earlier. I kind of fit into the criteria for cycloclinic disorder as well. But he basically said, I cannot diagnose you with bipolar at this time, but I begged him to put me on lithium, and I demanded it, and he wrote me a prescription. So my favorite part of lithium is that the medicine kicked in within a week. And so I had another period where I felt myself going into the manic high, but instead of crashing into the depression, I felt that it lessened the episode a little bit. Like, I felt how it was about to go up, but it didn't go up all the way because of the lithium. That was just a week on the medicine. And then after another week, the medicine had completely kicked in. And so it didn't do that much in helping me with my depression, but it prevented me from crashing into that really bad depression. And through that, it kind of evened out and calmed down the depression a little bit as well. But I was also prescribed an antidepressant at this time called duloxetine Cymbalta. So you cannot use lithium alone for helping depression and bipolar. That doesn't work. The medicine I'm currently on and was later put on in 2016 is called Lamictal Lamotrigine, and that works the absolute best of any bipolar medication in helping with depression and bipolar. So while lithium made me feel amazing and really healed my brain and helped me so much during this time, it has a lot of horrible side effects, which I'm going to read. And I want to preface this by saying that if you're freaked out by a lot of these side effects and would refuse to be on a medicine because of this, your bipolar is not that bad. Because for me, I would rather have horrible acne my entire life than to be going through the hell of severe depression and heightened mania. It's just not worth it. Like, I would do anything to get rid of it. And this is why there's such a high suicide rate in bipolar, because people will do anything to get rid of the depression. So lithium works by going through the entire nervous system. It increases serotonin, decreases norepinephrine, and it also heals your brain and helps to grow back your brain from the damage of being in depression. Your brain literally starts to shrink in depression, especially your hippocampus at the back of your head that controls memory, which explains why you have so much memory loss for all of your bipolar symptoms. So the first thing is blood tests. You have to do 2 sets of blood tests going on lithium because there's something called lithium toxicity where it destroys your entire nervous system and can even kill you. I know that sounds terrifying, and because of this, a lot of people may want to never go on lithium, but it's totally fine because you'll do this blood test and it'll show the level of lithium in your body. And once you're at the perfect level, that's the medicinal level that's actually helping your bipolar, it's pretty much impossible for the level to significantly change once you're taking the same amount of lithium every day. I did have an experience once where I overdosed on lithium and accidentally took double my medicine, and it was horrible, and my fingers were shaking a little bit, and I don't even know how to explain all the symptoms. If you are getting to an unsafe level of lithium, you'll have a lot of outward signs before it destroys your nervous system. Like your hands will be shaking a lot, and it'll be really obvious that you're at an unsafe level. So I just want to encourage you guys that there's nothing to be scared of, and that's why you do the blood test. But lithium is a salt, and so you're taking salt tablets, and it has the most extreme side effects of any bipolar medicine I've ever heard of. Going on the medicine, the first 2 weeks, I was nauseous a lot. I felt really, really dizzy and exhausted and feverish. I recommend to not exercise the first few days that you start a new bipolar medicine or anytime you increase the dose. I was sick probably 60% of my last semester of college because I was continually going on a new medicine and then increasing the dose every 2 weeks. So literally every 2 weeks I was having new symptoms, which pretty much every bipolar medicine is the same, where it makes you really dizzy and exhausted and about to pass out and feverish type sick symptoms. Lithium affected me the absolute most with those about to pass out symptoms going on. And I have so many memories of being so dizzy and almost passing out to the extent that I would have to miss class because I was so messed up after trying to do weightlifting or running on the treadmill. So just take a couple days off of the gym, and if you do have to work out, do less sets and just slowly do the weightlifting rather than doing it so fast, and just run slower if you start to feel yourself getting sick. But I will say one of the reasons that the symptoms tapering on hit me so hard is because I have such a high metabolism and I eat really healthy, and so going through my digestive system, it just kicks in faster than most people, and so I dealt with the absolute worst side effects. So now to constant side effects when you are on lithium. Since it is a salt, it super dehydrates you. So I was constantly downing water when I was on lithium. When I was in class, hanging out with my friends, studying, editing YouTube videos, filming YouTube videos at the gym, I always had a water bottle with me, and I was just downing water. I was peeing every hour, and I'm sure most of you know this, but the color of your pee should be clear. So I could tell that it was way more yellow than usual. And because of that, I was drinking a lot more water. But you can feel it too, where you feel thirsty a lot of the time unless you are sort of doubling your water intake. Another bad symptom is acne. I had these little red bumps on the back of my thighs when I was on lithium. I never experienced that before. Also, I had really bad acne on my face. And long term, since there are so many other bipolar meds, I don't have to deal with this symptom. And you don't have to deal with the symptom, but since lithium is one of the most effective medicines and kicks in so fast, I think it was the perfect medicine to be on at that time when I needed that immediate relief. I'm gonna make a whole video talking about how I healed my skin after the acne that lithium gave me, because it caused not permanent damage, but for kind of a year after, I still had acne. And again, if this is freaking you out or seems like too bad of a symptom, your bipolar must not be that bad. It was constantly a war with my face, where anytime I would break out, I used this miracle product. It's called tretinoin cream. You can get it from your dermatologist. And I would put it on my pimple, put a band-aid over it, and while I was sleeping, and then the next day I would do the tretinoin cream again, and the next day I would put Neosporin on it. So I was constantly at war with my face. Anytime I had a breakout, tretinoin cream. I would get rid of the pimple almost overnight, but it created a lot of acne scarring. So even though I didn't have active bumps on my face, I had red marks all over my face. And some of my friends kind of freaked out when they saw it, when they saw me without makeup, because it was so bad. But you just need to get really amazing concealer and foundation to power through it. I really recommend Urban Decay Liquid Foundation and Bare Minerals Powder Foundation. Another really good acne tip is to drink hot water. So just boil water in a kettle or in a pan. If you go out to eat, you can always ask for hot water rather than ice water. And sometimes people give you really weird looks, but always drink hot water. You also can take a washcloth, put it under hot water, and hold it over your face for 1 minute, and then get another washcloth, put it under cold water, hold it over your face for 1 minute, and go back and forth 5 different times. And that also reduces a lot of the redness and swelling. Also, it raises your body temperature permanently when you're on lithium. So it would be winter at my college, which in California was only 50 degrees, but that was really cold for me because I come from South Florida where it's 85 degrees all the time. So it would be really cold outside. People would be wearing jeans and jackets and boots, and I would be in shorts and flip-flops and doing totally fine. I'm the type of person who gets cold all the time, but on lithium, I was just constantly so warm and like a heater. Something else that no one told me, and I had to find out by being in a horrible situation, is that lithium messes up your night vision. So since I wasn't drinking alcohol, my first semester, I was self-medicating, and then I stopped drinking alcohol because it's a depressant and puts you in depression. So I would be DDing for my friends, and at night one time we were driving home and they were constantly like, Liz, slow down, Liz, turn this way, Liz, stop. Like I almost got us in a car accident all the time. I couldn't steer right because we were driving at night. I don't think I've ever shared this in a video, but I actually hit my friend with the car. It was really, really slight. But I just was like, lithium messed up my vision so much. And so I do not recommend driving on lithium. I'm really lucky to live in a place in LA that has a lot of public transportation. But on lithium, especially at night, just do not risk it. Do not drive. I have some really great inside jokes with my friends about lithium. We were doing a spring break trip to Big Sur and I forgot all my bipolar meds, which scared me so much. It ended up being okay because the medication stays in your system even once you stop taking it. But we had this inside joke the whole trip called Life Without Lithium. And we like pretended if we had a reality show, it would be called Life Without Lithium. And I actually have a manuscript written about my whole journey with bipolar, and I have a whole chapter called Life with Lithium, because lithium was just such a beautiful part of my college experience because it really, really helped my bipolar so much. And I absolutely love lithium, so if you guys are going on the medication, I don't want to scare you with all of the side effects. It makes me feel so peaceful and calm and like myself. When I went off lithium, I cold turkey went off all my meds in May of 2016, right before I went back home after graduating college, and symptoms going off, I threw up, I almost passed out. So I do not recommend just impulsively going off meds, but if you do, you're probably bipolar if you're constantly going off your meds. I shouldn't be smiling when I'm saying this, but it's just something that a lot of us do. And I have always chosen to go back on meds, and I've currently been on my meds for 1.5 years. And right now I am on Lamictal, Seroquel, and Vraylar. So I hope this video was super helpful. I'm going to link my playlist of 60 plus videos talking about bipolar in the description and in the cards up here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!